Hello everyone and welcome. In this video we are going to build this image filter app using Streamlit and Python. So we can see from the interface here that it prompts us to get a file. So if I select any file here, it first shows me the file like this, and I also have some filter options here to apply. If I click on say grayscale and I come down, I see a grayscale image. If I choose to invert the colors are inverted. And if I select the brightness adjustments, I am able to adjust the brightness of the image. For now, I added only these three options, but you can go ahead and add many options as you please to make this even more powerful. Join me in the next session where we start building this from complete scratch. As always, for Streamlit apps, you should get your requirements.txt because when we are deploying it, Streamlit will require it. And also make sure that the environment you are using has this installed. I am using a Conda environment and it has this installed. So whether you are using a Conda environment, your own Python or a virtual environment, just make sure that these are installed. So we start by importing Streamlit as st. We will also, from the pillow library, we want to import image ops, and then we want to import image enhance. We also need IO, so let's import IO. And let's give some page configuration. So that would be st.setPage config. Here we can say that the title and then set that equal to a basic image filter app. And then now we can give, this one is the title of the browser. So we can give a title inside the app itself. So that would be app title. And that will be st.title. That's also going in with the basic image filter app. So if I save this now and then I run, let me bring up my terminal here. Make sure that your virtual environment is activated. In my case, st is, so I can just change directory into the particular folder, and then now I say Streamlit, run, and then the name of the file, which is basic. And so this is what we have now, just the title. So let's come back and continue our development. I'll close this one. And then we can also give some description to the user. That will be st.write. We want to tell the user to upload an image to filter it. We need one variable here, so let's just declare it. We'll use it later to know whether an image is edited or not, because you know that when the user opens the app at first, the filter options should be none. So this variable will help us track that changes as well. So it's image edited, and then the initial value of that should be false. We also need a sidebar to contain the options, so that will be st.sidebar, and we can give a header there. So the sidebar already exists there, we just have to tap it and use it. So I can say filter options. If I save this one now and then come back, choose always rerun, I see that the sidebar is there. I can collapse it, I can expand it like this. Okay. Now the image uploading button, we can say uploaded image, and then we set that one to be equal to st.file uploader. Here we can give a label of upload an image, and then we can specify the type, the file types that we want. For this particular case, we want is either a JPG, it is either a PNG, or it is the JPEG. Yes, like this. So if I save it and then come back here, you see that I have a file uploader here. It asks me to upload a file. I can select, and then the file is uploaded here. So we have to take this file that is uploaded and do our analysis or the filters, apply the filters to it. Okay. So that one will be if there's an uploaded image. So if uploaded image, then we will do something here for now. Let me pass. Else we want to tell the user to select an image, upload an image to apply filter. So st.write upload an image to begin, or any other descriptive text. But if the image is uploaded here, we can now go ahead and load the image, and that will be image equal to image from pillow.open, and then we can open the uploaded image, and then we can show the image to the user. So that will be st.image, and we can now pass in the particular image. So image equal to image. The caption of the image, we can say this is the original image. And so if I save it and I come back to my browser, you should see that the original image is there. You can also optionally pass in the use column width and set that to be true. After we display the image here, then now we can apply the filter options. So let's just, this place will be filter options, and for this side we will put it inside the sidebar. So that'll be filter options. It should be a radio button of that sort. So that will be st.sidebar, because we want to put it in the sidebar.radio. And here the label, let's give a label of choose a filter to apply. And then we can add in the options here. For the options, what I want to do is to create a file, a variable here, and then pass it in there. So options, that should be equal to, first among them is the none, and then the second one is grayscale, we should also have the invert colors. And then for the last one on this list is the brightness adjustment. You can add up to this list from the Pillow library and make this app more powerful. But for now, we will focus our attention on these ones. And I should have brought an equal sign here. If I save this one now and come, you see that I have these particular filters here also showing in the sidebar with our original image still showing. Now we can start applying the filters. Let's say if for the grayscale, that would be if filter options, that if the user selects, that would be a double equal to, selects the gray scale, then we want to say that is image edited, that value is true because a filter has been applied. And then we can say filtered image. Let's create a variable called filtered image. That should be equal to image ops dot grayscale, and then here we can pass in our particular image, and that will convert the image to a grayscale for us. And for us to be able to now see it also, we can say st.image. This one, you see that we are not putting it in the sidebar, so that will be going into the main content. If it were in the sidebar, it would be st.sidebar image. But this one is going straight into the main window, so there'll be st.image, and then here we can pass in the filtered image and give a caption of grayscale image. And this one too, I want to pass the use column width to be true. All right, so if I come here now, I think grayscale is selected, so it should even do this for me now. If I come to none, I don't see it. If I come to invert colors, I don't see it. Or brightness adjustment, I don't see it. It's only the original image. But once I come to grayscale, I see that it gives me the grayscale image, and that is great. So let us come back and see how we can perform the other adjustments also. The second one on the list is to invert colors. This one too, we first pass if, now it should be elif because it's on the same chain. Elif filter options equal to invert colors. Then is image edited will come back to being true. And we can go filtered image. That should be equal to image ops dot invert. And we can pass in the image. And we will have to show it again, so I can now say, let me copy this line here and then bring it here. Now I can save it, but this place will not be grayscale. This will be inverted image. If I come here now and I go to the invert, I have this error. For some of you and the image that you use, you not get this error. And for some particular images, I may not even get this error. Let me check for other images. Let me, for instance, select this chatbot. I also have the same error. Let me check my light bulb. Light bulb also has the same error. Let me check my photo editor icon. It has the same error. And that is because of the file, the color coding. It is in the image ops, this particular function here, dot invert, it expects the image to be in grayscale mode or RGB mode. So as long as the image comes in a grayscale or RGB mode, it will work. This particular line here will work. But if the image is coming in a format like RGBA or CMYK for the print, image ops invert might throw an error and produce unexpected results. And that is what we are seeing here. So one of the things, or maybe the only thing to do, is to explicitly convert this RGBA mode to RGB, and then we can now perform this inversion of colors. So I will leave this line here, I'll comment it out, and then I will add the next one. So if it works for you, fine. If it doesn't, then you follow what I'm about to do. That will be image ops dot invert, but we will not just invert it directly. We will first convert it to the RGB. The RGB. And before converting it to RGB, I want us to first apply the auto contrast. What the auto contrast does is it automatically enhances the image's contrast by stretching its pixel value range. And when we do something like that, it kind of makes the inverted image looks more visually balanced. So it's not really required, but I just want the image to look more visually balanced. It stretches the pixel range. So it can add some enhancement to the image. You can choose to ignore this auto contrast. That's fine. And in here is where I will now say image dot convert, and then I will convert to these pop-ups. I'll convert to the RGB mode. So it will convert it, and the auto contrast will come in, and then the image ops will invert it. This one now should fix our problem. So when I come back, you see that the problem is fixed. If I choose a different file like the photo editing icon, now it is also inverted. So the next thing is to work on the brightness adjustment. So let's go back to code and then see how we can do that. That will be brightness adjustment. Leave filter options. That should be if it is equal to brightness adjustment, then again is image edited is true. And now here you can see that the brightness, remember we have to get a slider for that. So the brightness equal to st.sidebar.slider. Anything that we want to go into the sidebar, we will have to add the dot sidebar. And then this slider will have a label of adjust brightness. The minimum value is maybe 0.5. You can adjust these values if you want. And then I'll choose the maximum value as 2.0. I will also choose the value at start to be 1.0. And I will also choose the step. That means if I drag the slider, how much should it move as I keep on dragging? And I'll set that one to be 0.01 because I want a smooth drag. Now I come and say that enhancer, I have to create an enhancer, something like that. So enhancer, that equal to image ops. No, image enhance, the one we imported at the top there. So image enhance, and then dot brightness, and then we pass in the image there. These pop-ups are worrying me today. We can see that the filtered image here should be equal to enhancer, the enhancer that we just created, dot enhance, and then we can pass in the brightness value that will be on the slider at the moment. So as soon as we drag the slider, it will give us a value, and then enhancer will take it and apply that value on the image. That's making it bright or otherwise. Now we can paste that filtered image, st.image. This is filtered image, and then the caption here should be brightness adjusted image. So let's come here and try it and see. Now if I choose this one, I see this slider here, and you see that because there's one, the original image and the adjusted image, they look the same. If I begin bringing it down and I release, you see that it's not that bright. If I bring it to 2, it is very bright. So as long as I keep dragging, once I release, I will have my effect as I want it. Okay. Now let's have the option to download the image, and that is where the use of the if image is image edited comes in, because probably I'm sure you are wondering why we even declared it out there in the first place. So download the, let me just say edited image. Here, if it's image edited, that is the only time we want this to work. And we can say if st.button, and then the button's label will be click to download filtered image. If st.button, for now let me pass and explain this particular line here. So if st.button, why am I saying if st.button? Well, the button here is a stateful widget in Streamlit. So that means that if it is triggered, like an action, like if I click on the button, it returns true because it's a stateful widget. When I click on it, it will return true for the duration of the interaction. And so I can use that value that it returns to know whether the button has been clicked. So that is why I'm saying if st.button, because it's a stateful widget. And the state, it will emit to tell me whether the button has been clicked. Okay. So if st.button, this is the thing I will do. I want to say that img byte array, because you have to convert the image to a byte array. That will be io.bytes io. And then we can say that the filtered image dot save, and then let's save the image byte array. The format here, I'll keep it as a PNG. You can make it dynamic. And then I can say image byte array equal to image byte array dot get value. And after that, I bring a download button. So that will be st.download button. This one, because I don't want to know whether it has been clicked or not, I will just not bring the if st.download button. This place, I only want this particular operation here to be carried out if the button is clicked. I don't want to be doing this even if the button has not been clicked. I think it is a best practice to do that. Label here will be download image, and then the data that we want to download is image byte array, img byte array. And then we also want to say that the file name, the name that will be in the downloads folder will be filtered underscore image.png, because I'm saying the format here is PNG. You can make this place dynamic so that it will pass in the name of the original file, or anyhow you want this file to be named when the user downloads it, you can pass it in there. And then MIME, we will also specify the MIME type, whether it is a plain text or otherwise. So this one is not plain text, this is an image/PNG. Okay. So if you choose JPEG, you know what to do here. And now this is done. So if we come back here and I click on this, then this button shows. So once I click on it, it converts it, prepares it for download. And then when I click here, I will have my image here downloaded. I can see filtered image. So let me open it by image viewer. And then you see that it has been downloaded, and then I've opened it here with image viewer. Okay. And so if I go ahead and if it's an inverted color image, I can click this place and then download it. And then I have that one also. And I can do the same also for the grayscale, download it. And then I have that one also. So that, my friends, is how we build this basic image filter app. You can extend the functions by adding more here and also adding other features to this app as you see fit. So the next thing is to upload it to GitHub and then deploy it on Streamlit. Before you do that, make sure that in that same folder you have a requirements.txt file containing the packages that were used. And I will use GitHub desktop here to commit it, so I can say that the image filter app completed. Then I commit, then I publish. Okay, when I come back to GitHub here, I should see it there. Okay, so that's I created it on another branch, so I have to do the merging. Or I can just come back and then also choose this. Okay, so I have this one here, and the basic image filter app is there. When I come to share.streamlit.io, I will have this particular dashboard, and I can choose to create another app at the top, deploy from GitHub. So I can now look for my repository that contains the Streamlit project. The branch is not main, the branch is basic image filter. Let me copy this from here. And then this one is the file I'm interested in. This URL, they give us an optional one. I can go ahead and say image filter. Okay, so the domain is available. So if you type this particular domain, you will not get it because I have used it. So all I have to do now is to click on deploy and wait for Streamlit to deploy my app. Okay, so this is the deployed version. You can see the URL at the top here. You can share it to anybody you want. I will leave it in the video's description as well. So if I go ahead and I browse a file, choose my, for instance, my photo editing, I have it uploaded. Yeah. Okay, there's this warning here, so you can adjust your code as such. I will actually do that. So when you go to the deployed app URL at that time you are watching this video, you shouldn't see this error. I'll change it to use container with rather. But let me do it now. So that should be here. It says we should not use column width. So use column width. We should replace it with the use container width. So let me go ahead and replace all. So that will replace all of them. Also, in case you make changes like this to the app, you come back to your Streamlit dashboard and then you can redeploy the app. So it works here. I can apply the grayscale and the grayscale works. So when I come to download the image, it converts it for me and then it is downloaded here. I can open it up. So that, my friends, is how we build this basic image filter app. You can drop your questions or concerns in the comments, but if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you are new. Thank you very much for sticking around, and until next time, it is goodbye.